Hello, everyone. Pam Ernst here with Howard Hanna Real Estate Services, and I am excited to introduce you to Michael Buongiorne of MJB Photography. Together, we are going to discuss how technology helps people continue to buy and sell their homes during this stay-home order, and also how I believe this technology will be useful long after the order is lifted. Thank you, Mike, for joining me today.
Absolutely, Pam. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Mike is a talented photographer who specializes in architecture and landscape photography, drone photos, video, as well as 3D virtual tours. So right now, buyers need to see everything in a home without stepping foot inside. I believe the Matterport 3D virtual tour is a game changer. It's the next best thing to walking through a house by yourself. So it's not new technology, but Mike has been using it for about a year now, and I'm going to let Mike tell you what I'm talking about with Matterport 3D virtual tours. Go ahead,
Absolutely,
Mike.
Pam. Yeah, so this is basically a camera I can walk through a house, and as I move, it scans the entire room and then generates at the end a three-dimensional model of a home that's textured with the photos of the house. So anyone can click their way through a house, walking through it virtually, and really experience it in a form that's almost true to life. It's obviously not real, but it's the best approximation of this kind of technology yet. So it's really exciting.
Yeah, it's very cool. So I want to show everybody what we're talking about. So we're going to have Mike share his screen and take us on a tour.
Okay.
There it is.
So
Beautiful.
this is an Airbnb property. It is available for rent from a client of mine, and let's check it out. So this is what you would see if you were given this link by your realtor or shared from a friend. Once you click the play button, it loads in. This is the view of all of the floors without the exterior walls, basically, and allows you to kind of rotate around, zoom in, zoom out, and just sort of get a feel of the shape of the house. And at any point, I can just kind of click in and transport myself into that space. And then from there, what's also great about this is it's viewable tablets, phones, any kind of computer. You can use your fingers if you're using a touch device, or of course a mouse. And it's pretty intuitive. I'm just going to kind of click and drag around the screen and check out things. I can click these little circles on the floor or just tap forward to move in that direction.
Yeah.
And at any point, I can kind of teleport myself to any of these circles if I can see them, which is kind of nice. You can sort of jump through the house. So, well, first, let's go into the bedroom. Let's say you're sleeping in this room, you wake up and you look outside and you see that beautiful water and that beautiful warm day.
Right.
And then, of course, this allows us to move outside right to the beach and see what we would see.
Isn't that cool? Oh my gosh, I love that.
And it's such a beautiful property. I wish it was this kind of summer right now.
I do too.
Yes.
Don't we all?
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's the outside view, and I'm going to click the little guy here to teleport us back inside. And just like that, we can walk around and continue exploring what's here available to us.
Right. So what I love about this is, you see Mike and I are talking on Zoom, and we're looking at his screen, and he's walking me through this house. So imagine buyers can do this with their buyer's agent, and they can do it with the listing agent, all three of them. And the listing agent can walk people through the house and point out specific things to them, answer any questions they have. Or you can do this obviously without the listing agent. The buyer's agent can meet with their buyer by Zoom. There are a lot of people that will be very good at doing what Mike is doing right now. They'll just intuitively know how to do it and walk through the whole house. And then there's going to be people that get frustrated with it because they're just not as technologically able. So being able to do this with a realtor, the realtor can be the one driving, so to speak. But the buyer can say, hey, show me this, show me that. And I love that. And this is so different than a video. because of video, you just see what the videographer wants to show you. So here you can look in every nook and cranny, right, Mike? Pretty much.
You can spend as much time as you want exploring it, and you're not being asked to leave, essentially. So
Exactly. So that takes
yes.
me to FaceTime. So certainly FaceTime is not a new thing for showing people houses. Sometimes people from out of town, they have to FaceTime with a realtor. I've done that. You know, you walk around and you show them every nook and cranny with FaceTime, and they feel really good about the house that way. It's kind of similar. However, once that phone call is over, they need to rely on their memory. So that's what I love about this. This is always there. They can go back and say, oh, I don't remember what that looked like, or I want to see how that flows and understand the flow of the rooms. This gives you the ability to do that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Going forward, once things have lifted and we no longer have the order that we can't go in somebody's house, now we're probably going to be in a situation where people are possibly a little bit less excited about having people come into their bedrooms, into their bathrooms, into, you know, opening all the cupboards with their hands, even though the stay order has been lifted. This gives us a chance to show the house to those people that either buyers or sellers that are nervous about it, or buyers that are nervous about going into somebody's house still, will still have this technology, and they can at least get to the point that they've fallen in love with it. Then they're willing to have the risk of going in if they feel there's a risk. And, you know, these days we're not sure how people are going to feel. So that's why I say I think this is technology to stay. This is technology that's always going to be helpful in the real estate business.
Yes.
It also will keep the second showing situation that we sometimes have, where somebody wants to come back and see a house for a second time. That may still happen, but I think with this technology, it might not be necessary, and we can save people time because they've looked at the house in person. They can go back and look at it a second time in the Matterport and remind themselves of what it was they fell in love with.
Yes.
Right. So,
And I feel like if somebody truly loves a house, they'll probably look at the Matterport all day long for 3 days in a row and really make up their minds. So
yeah. And there's so much more satisfaction than looking at the photographs, which people are
yes.
doing, you know, have always done. And I think we will always have photographs. Well, and just add Matterport to what we're giving to people to make a decision on. And in drone photography, the drone photography to know what the outside looks like, to see kind of the neighborhood, especially if it's a house with a lot of acreage. It's also a fantastic tool for people. And Mike,
Absolutely.
you offer all three, all four, everything?
Yes. Yes.
All of those things, all above.
Exactly.
So you are making a real difference in keeping people buying and selling, and being able to move.
Thank you, Pam.
Yeah, I'm excited to work with you, and I'll have some listings coming up that will for sure have the Matterport 3D virtual tour ready. And I guess all I would like to end with is, you know, if you're thinking about selling, there's no reason to wait now, because this technology will get people in your houses, and the buyers are out there. So if you have any questions and you want to talk to me, give me a call. I hope to see you all soon in a time when we are not having to stay home. And I hope everybody's healthy and hanging in there. I got to believe it's going to end soon. Right, Mike?
I hope so. I'd like to get back to going out with friends and stuff like that. So
I know. I know. So thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to show us this great tool. And I really look forward to working with you.
Me too. I look forward to working with you, Pam.
All right. Thanks, Mike. And
Thank you.
thank you all for listening. Bye-bye.
Take care.